Guys, what's up? It's Greg Beast here. Welcome back to the Beast Lab. Today I want to talk about something that a lot of guys have brought to my attention, and that is wrist and forearm pain as it has to do with face-offs. Well, when we look at the SNG rules now, 1, you're lined up for, spaced out to the ball. 2, your hands are off the plastic. 3, if you have a vertical wrist and you're doing this correctly. And 4, you're not allowed to take any steps after the clamp anymore. Your face-off should be way more of a chess match, so you really shouldn't deal with any wrist pain. If you are, then first we want to look at the diagnosis of that. What are the reasons behind it? So it could be one of 3 reasons. The first one is overuse. And I know, there's some knuckleheads out there from the time that they changed the rules telling guys you should be taking 500 reps a day. Anybody who's ever actually lifted weights or exercised in general knows you shouldn't be doing 500 repetitions of anything every day. If you're going to do that, you're going to be asked to hurt yourself. Now, this isn't like shooting a basketball or, taking a golf swing. Face-offs deal with impact, and you're having impact that you can't control coming the opposite direction from another opponent's right hand. If you're doing 100 reps every single day, you're going to hurt yourself. It's overuse. You're not designed to be that way. You only have a certain amount of tread on your tires. So the first thing you're going to want to do, space out your training. We always talk about this with the FOA. Technique over live reps. Yes, you want to get 1 day of solid reps that you can apply the things you're working on and use them in a live rep situation, of course. But no, you shouldn't be attaching bands to your heads and just constantly swinging over top. You shouldn't even be doing the forearm workouts that I'm posting that are completely zero impact. You shouldn't even be doing those every single day. You need rest. Remember, your body, your strength, and your power comes during rest, not during the actual activity. Activity and training breaks down the muscle. You get your rest, that's how you grow. So if you're just overusing something every single day, then you're going to get hurt. So that's the first thing. Let's look at the volume in which you're taking live reps. Be very conscious of that. The second thing is your technique. Are you lining up with your wrist underhand? And I keep preaching this and I keep harboring on it. Guys are gonna keep doing this. And on impact, guys are rolling their wrist and they're trying to snap over the ball, and you're meeting somebody else's head on impact and you're trying to extend this wrist. Now look, if you hold your wrist in a flexed position and you try to extend it and you push down hard with these fingers, it doesn't take much, you're gonna immediately start to feel pain on the backside of your wrist. That's because this is a vulnerable position. This is not a strong position. So if you're learning to do it this way, you are asking to have a very short career. Even if you're finding some kind of minor success doing this faster than your opponent, against an elite level face-off guy with a vertical wrist, you're gonna get toasted. So it's time to start focusing on more of a vertical wrist so that you can go underhand, under overhand, so that you're not gonna get hurt on the backside of your wrist, okay? Now, the third thing that we wanna be conscious of is when you are training, okay, you are going to deal with certain things that are going to happen that you're not going to be aware of. So for instance, maybe you're facing off and when you get locked up, you're going to start to try to drive that top sidewall over the ball. Mentality is the third part of this. We should not be stuck into lockups. And we've talked about this before. If you're a guy who's out there on the recruiting circuit right now and you're getting caught in long lockups on face-offs, you're turning coaches off, because that's not the way this is going to look when there's refined face-off guys with SNG. Your face-off should always be about 2 seconds. In, out. You make your decision on impact. Do you pull the ball or do you lift your opponent's stick? Those are the only 2 things that should happen. If you're getting caught up, you're kicking your feet back, and you're rotating on an SNG versus SNG face-off with the new college rules, you're doing it wrong, and so is your opponent. Okay, so you should not be rotating. Now, obviously, the longer you're stuck in a lockup, the more you're stuck on a weak angle with your wrist and you're pushing and driving into pressure the other way. So you're going to get an impingement. You're going to get pain. You're going to get pain that radiates right down your arm this way with that ulnar nerve. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to keep your face-off short and technical. Work on all those aspects. Work on your rake maneuvers and work on your counter maneuvers when you're doing lives. Don't sit and do clamps for an hour. Don't attach bands to the head of your stick. All of these things are leading to just stupid injuries for guys. Now, let's go to the last point of this video. If you are dealing with forearm soreness, if you are dealing with pain, here's something I've used throughout my whole career. I used to use, Flexol, different kinds of stuff like that. Now I've moved on to CBD oil, which is an anti-inflammatory. It's a natural thing. I prefer that over the Flexols and the Tiger Bombs of the world. now at this point in my career. So what you're gonna wanna do, say if you have this wrist pain, and even if you aren't somebody who's dealing with pain, but you wanna alleviate these muscles from the overtraining, this is also a great thing, especially like after a forearm day or something like that. Just take a little bit of this CBD oil, rub it on the flexors of your forearm, okay? You can put it all the way up to the wrist, okay? And what I like to do is I do one side at a time. So you do the flexors first, and then you can do the extensors on the back side of your forearm. And then this is called a trigger point wheel, okay? This costs like $10 on Amazon. Trigger point wheel, little handle, this spinny wheel at the top. And what you do is you just lean in, and you just push down, and you roll up and down on this forearm. And you get in there real deep. Now, you technically don't need the oil in order to do this. However, the oil is a natural anti-inflammatory. So that's the reason I like to use it. You can go up and down on either side. This gets in real deep because it's thin, and you can apply the pressure as deep as you need it. Then you can go around on your wrist. Okay, these aren't muscles, these are more for tendonitis. Okay, the tendons that go around, the ligaments that go around the wrist. Okay, this is the issue that we have back and forth here. And then the extensors of the forearm. Okay, brachioradialis, all the way in there, okay? This little device, and maintaining this maybe once a week, towards the end of your week, or maybe you can use it, you know, I've used it my whole career before a game. I use this on my forearms before I go into a game, and then the day after, it helps a lot. So here's a real easy, simple technique. It's called a trigger point wheel. You can get it on Amazon, I think, for like literally 10 to 15 bucks. CBD oil of your choice. And once you get done with that, you can just kind of rub it in. And like I said, CBD oil, if you want to do your research on it, natural anti-inflammatory properties. No, it has nothing to do with THC. It doesn't have any THC in it. So it's perfectly legal and normal for you to use. And it goes a long way. So for you, those of you guys, those are the reasons that you might be having some forearm issues. And this is a good way for you to try to fix that on top of stretching. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna add some stretching to the end of this video so you can see some of the forearm stretches that I do from both my wrist and my forearms. And try to stay healthy out there, guys, and be smart.